Welcome to another episode of The American Dream, where my goal is to go against the grain of all the negative stuff you see in the media, and we want to educate, empower, and engage your American dream. It's a belief, it's a mindset, not a circumstance. So today we're going to be diving into some really important things. We're always offering inspirational stories. We're going to help kids with cancer today. We're going to help kids in orphanages today. We're going to talk a little bit about the real estate and finance market today, and even celebrate a local success story that is a restaurant on 5th and E that you might have been at, or we're at least going to encourage you to go to. So, that being said, let's go ahead and start the American Dream right now. Every single day you are consumed with information. With the 24/7 negative news cycle and a pop culture that's polluting the airwaves, all selling out for the ratings game. Well, guess what? There's a more positive way to look at life. You live in the greatest city in the greatest country on the planet. Every day with our elite network of professionals, our goal is to educate, empower, and engage. And now it's time to fight for your American dream. All right, today's word on the American dream. I was looking at this laptop and I saw an article that is asking the question, is the American dream dead? That's so infuriating to me. Are you dead? How can you say a dream could ever be dead? What are we if we don't have dreams as individuals? So it makes me really wonder about what our media is doing with you on the day-to-day with our 24/7 news cycle, or if you're clicking online or scrolling on your phone, what are the messaging that we're seeing? It's all negative. If you went to CNN.com, every article you see down the left-hand side of the page is negative. Our belief on this show was that the American dream is alive and well. It's all in your head. It's a mindset, not a circumstance. And you get to choose the way you think, feel, and the information you take in. So if you're going to watch the news or click on these articles, they make their money by those clicks. And that's why the information is so negative. It's about a car crash or the Kardashian or what's the latest with Trump. But at the end of the day, does that really affect you and your family? So when you tune into the American Dream, our goal is to go against the grain of all that negative stuff that you see and offer you inspiring words of advice, stories, people who've overcome adversity, leaders, really anything that inspires you in your American dream. So much of what we talk about is consumer advocacy, real estate, finance, mortgage, tax planning. These are things that can actually enhance your life. And that's why you should tune into our show, The American Dream, versus watching this garbage that you see in the mainstream media. On each show, you can count on us giving you great information. We say that our goal is to educate, empower, and engage. Educate is give you information. To empower you is to tell you what to do with it. And engage means we can help you. So how do we do that? If you ever have questions, you need advice, visit us online. We are happy to help you, facilitating introductions, answering questions. We just love to support you, one viewer at a time. How do you do that? Love for you to follow the show. Hit the contact form if you need to at AmericanDreamNetwork.tv. We are here for you. We are supporting you, and we're not doing it by slanging negative messaging. We want to enhance your life, and we do that every show, and we encourage you to connect with us at AmericanDreamNetwork.tv. Thank you so much, and cheers to your American Dream. That's all for the Sewing Says. Now let's get to the show.
As a real estate professional, there are only so many hours of the day, which means efficiency is more than a buzzword. It's a daily necessity. Two tools from First American Title can help you keep on top of your transactions, either at your desktop or on the go. My First Am puts comprehensive property data at your fingertips, where you can review recorded documents, past transactions, or locate comparable sales quickly and easily. Cost First can also ensure you have 24/7 access to closing costs data, allowing you to generate net sheets, calculate fees, update documents, or email, print, or save your reports, along with TRID calculation and consummation date timeframes. Each sale includes a number of stages to manage, each with the possibility to delay a closing or derail it altogether. Let Cost First and My First Am keep your transactions on track. Contact your local First American representative to get started today.
All right, now joining us on The American Dream, he can be seen and heard nationally. He's one of the leading financial analysts in the country, and now he joins us on The American Dream. Coming out of Chi-Town, Chicago, we have Sam McElroy. Good to have you on the show, Sam.
Thanks for having me.
So you're in the heart of Chicago. I can even hear the hustle and bustle of the city there. So thanks for coming on to the program. So I know there's some new laws that are coming into place that are going to affect consumers. What do we need to know?
Yeah, so in a sense, the Department of Labor has been looking at this for years, trying to quantify the potential harm because for years they've been having difficulty trying to discern, who is a salesperson and who really is someone who has to operate with their best interest. And as a result of that study, the Department of Labor issued a new rule that essentially anybody working with anyone around retirement accounts has to operate under a uniform fiduciary standard, which basically mandates that they operate in the client's best interest.
So everybody has to have that licensing as a fiduciary.
Yeah, in a sense, the licensing hasn't really changed. So they may still be a registered representative as opposed to an investment advisor representative, but they still are going to be bound by that fiduciary standard. So even if they used to be a commissionable registered representative, if they're operating with retirement accounts, they now still have to operate with the best interest in mind.
Help me give some advice to our audience here, because everybody who's tuned in the show probably has a financial advisor. Maybe we're encouraging them to go look for one here today, and visit us online if you need an introduction. But I position as a consumer advocate, so I want to look out for people. When you look at some of these new laws and RESPA and Dodd-Frank, isn't there a really fine line between what protects the consumer and what strangles the good guy in the industry, the good financial advisor? Where does our government get this right or wrong as it pertains to helping the consumer have the right options without squeezing the good financial advisor?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And in fact, we're seeing this play out with the Department of Labor ruling also. The problem is there's an intent behind the law as far as what's being passed and what they're trying to accomplish, but then you have to have the industry be able to adopt it and in essence be able to present it in a way that's going to be helpful for the client. What we're seeing is that, the intent of the law was to protect the small investor, to make sure that they're working with someone who has their best interests in mind. But we're seeing ripple effects in a sense where it's limiting their choices. It's making it harder for them to get professional advice.
So what does it mean to be a fiduciary?
Yeah, the core tenet of being a fiduciary basically means that you're going to operate with your client's best interest in mind. So all things being equal, you're going to try to find ways to save them money and ways to make them better performance. In essence, it's basically going to be, are you doing things that are really motivated under the guise of trying to help your client, or are there alternative motives that basically are helping yourself? Any fiduciary has to have the ability to operate with care, with competency, and to do what a prudent person would basically think was in the best interest of somebody else.
So somebody who's tuned in here today who has built up some money, whether it's a few thousand or hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, and they have a financial advisor, how would you empower them? What questions should they be asking their financial advisor, not just from a licensing standpoint, but in today's market's hitting all-time high, how would you empower our audience today to make sure that they're working with the best financial advisor?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's really just about conversations, being able to just understand not whether your advisor is a good guy or a bad guy. I think that's too simple of a way to look at it, but it's a question of if the business model of your advisor really fits what you need at this point in your life. So are they a fiduciary? Do they operate on a commission? Are they a fee-owned advisor? And really you want to understand what their investment philosophy is. Are they more growth-oriented? Are they more income-oriented? How are they kind of sizing up the market? It's important that you find a financial advisor who not only is going to operate in your best interest, but who's going to do so with core philosophies that match up with your own ideology.
Well, I know you're on many stations and networks and programs all across the country giving great advice. Since I have you here, I got to ask you, on the market, are you bullish or bearish? Putting you on the spot.
It depends on what time frame we're looking at. I feel like in order for the market to get what I would consider to be a healthy point, we have to have some retraction. We got to pull back a little bit from what I believe are currently overinflated values. But I think if we look at the long-term prognosis, on the other end of some of this maybe increased volatility that I think we may see coming here in the short term, I think we may enter a period of some relatively good growth. So I think anytime you talk about market conditions, you always got to couch it in, within what time frame are you really talking about?
Well, Sam, appreciate you coming on The American Dream, one of the leading financial analysts on our network and all across the country, giving some great advice today. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Anytime.
Now, I want to give you some advice as well. If you have a financial advisor and you're just not sure about him, or you need an introduction to one, this is what we do best. We love to facilitate introductions. Visit us online at americandreamnetwork.tv. Happy to help you connect the dots. Cheers to the American Dream. More of the show coming up next. Hey, Craig Sewing here, your host of The American Dream. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. I want to invite you to engage in the conversation outside of the show. How do you do that? Visit us online and on social media. We have so much activity happening there. Full interviews, resources, all kinds of cool stuff that you can engage with us and our conversation and help support the American dream, where we're combating all that negative stuff you see in the media. But don't forget, I also want to be your #1 consumer advocate, so anything we can help you with, finance, real estate, mortgage, tax planning, estate planning, even credit scoring, we have the resources and the relationships that we can help you. Visit us online, engage in the conversation on social media, and don't forget, we want to empower your American dream, so reach out if you ever need anything. Thank you so much for tuning into the show, and thank you so much for following us on social media and engaging in the conversation. Cheers to your American dream. Have you ever heard of a wine angel? I hadn't either until just a moment ago when these two came in from Osetra. We have Jennifer Rosa and also, ready? Giovanni Gargano.
Thank you.
Was it good?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's good. It's good. Very good.
I'm very white, and so I try. I'm from the Midwest. Good to have you guys on the show. You guys are a successful restaurant on 5th and E. So tell us a little bit about it. For anybody who doesn't know, this is a San Diego-based show, so we love talking about the restaurants. We'll get to the Wine Angel in a second here, but tell us about the restaurant.
No, start,
Ladies first. Ladies first, right?
We are a prime seafood restaurant in downtown. We've been there for 15 years, so we're very proud of that. We have an amazing chef, Vincenzo, who designed the whole menu. He owns a few restaurants in downtown, Panavino and Greystone as well. But I think that Giovanni, who has known him since...
We've been working with Vincenzo forever, and Alessandro as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Vincenzo is just magic, He got the menu for all restaurants, from the steak, from the seafood, from the all-made pasta, all of them, all-made dessert. It's just unbelievable. So.
Well, you guys are in an iconic spot. I think anybody who, this being a San Diego-based show, I think everybody's seen your restaurant.
Yes.
My story is kind of unique. I was telling you on the commercial break that I was just wandering down there on like a Saturday with a friend, and we went in there for a little day drink and got the oysters. I think you guys are the best oysters in San Diego. I always remembered it for that. So something, and you guys got specials that you do for like happy hour of the oysters? Like what are the specials?
We do dollar oysters, and then we have wine and beer also on the happy hour menu, and cocktails. When it comes to the oysters, we really always change them up. We have different oysters all the time.
What does that even mean? I hear about this. Like, I'm so clueless on how this works. Like, what do you mean different oysters? What are the different kind of oysters?
We have blue points. We have Kumamotos. I think Giovanni.
Yeah, there is so many kind of oysters depending from where.
From
where smaller, bigger, medium size, salty, buttery. It's totally different. We change all the time. Yeah.
Tell me about the Wine Angel.
The Wine Angel. She will go up onto our tower. We have a tower that sits right in the middle of our restaurant. And when a guest orders a high-end bottle of wine, she flies up there and she grabs that bottle.
What do you mean she?
It's usually a girl.
It's actually a human being.
It is, yes.
Okay, so you have a
nice girl, a beautiful girl.
An angel goes up there, brings you the nice bottle of wine.
And then you got the wine.
So I think people probably picked up that you're not from the U.S., right? So you're from Sicily.
Far away a little bit. Sicily, same place actually.
When did you move to the U.S.?
Vincenzo. For Vincenzo and Alessandro, the owner of this company, I came straight from Sicily for work with them.
What year?
6 years and a half ago.
You enjoy it?
Just a little bit, yeah. Enjoy. I can't complain. Look at San Diego.
Yeah. Well, you guys are doing a great job with your restaurant. You add the Italian touch to it. What would you say your main dishes? If somebody was going out, complete the sentence. Tonight, honey, we want to go out. We want to have the best. What's the best plate?
Seafood, probably. Of course, seafood, lobster. Seafood in general, sea bass, surffish. Everything is super fresh, everything. But the steak we use is the old prime, all of them. Filet New York, bone ribeye. We serve also Japanese Kobe beef and the Australian Wagyu. So the best meat in the world, probably.
Awesome.
And the pasta.
Agree with this?
Absolutely. And then, of course, the pasta, everything house-made. We have our lobster raviolis with a beautiful sauce. It's just, I mean, we offer it all.
It's a great restaurant. It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
You got seafood, steak, wine, and oysters, and a wine angel. I hope you can check these guys out. 5th and E. I've been there. I give a solid endorsement, and you guys got some cool specials. Thanks so much for coming on the American Dream. Hope we can all get down there and check you out. All right, more of the American Dream coming up next.
certain times in life when you need a neutral third party to call the shots.
I wasn't ready. You hear me?
Keep it fair. Choose Oakwood Escrow.
Now joining us in studio, he is an expert in the downtown real estate market and really the only guy that I know who has centered his entire business model around charitable giving with Greater Good Realty. David Stone joins us in studio. David, always good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And we're talking beer today, so I like having you on even more. So Rick Pankow, you're a board member with San Diego Professionals Against Cancer, and we have the Beer Fest event for the 23rd year in a row coming up. So good to have you on the show as well.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's our 23rd annual. It's fourth year on the Broadway Pier. We're really excited about the opportunities for this charity to give back to cancer here in San Diego.
So let's start with the cause. Where's the passion come from? San Diego Professionals Against Cancer. Where's your passion come from with this?
Look, in today's age, we all know somebody that has been affected by cancer.
Yep, sure do.
So the passion comes from wanting to give back to those people. And the board is all 100% volunteer. All of our people that work the festival are volunteer, so we don't pay anybody. We just want to give back.
And you, David, I might as well ask you as well. Where does your passion come from? I mean, we invited you on to talk about the market, and you're a big-hearted guy. You bring on Rick here, and we talk about this cause, and we'll certainly get into Beer Festival. Where's your passion come from?
Sure. Well, you know, it is. I think when I started up my brokerage 5.5 years ago now, it was just trying to have a different mission than just saying I'm the best at something.
Yep.
And it's fun. I mean, what I've discovered over the years is meeting folks like Rick and other nonprofit organizations and just trying to help out in the local community and meeting good people and still being able to run a profitable business.
We've had you on the show for well over a year or two now, and you've always spoke to a cause, which I've always really appreciated about you. So this cause, how can we support it? How can our viewers, what can we do to help you?
Well, our event this year is on September 22nd, Broadway Pier.
So we're going to drink beer?
You get to drink beer.
Done.
We have, I believe we have close to 50 breweries already signed up.
Wow.
We're still pushing at it. All the brewers donate their product, which kind of sets us apart from other beer festivals.
Oh, that's cool.
Most beer festivals, they have to buy the beer, but ours donate. So it's $40 our tickets right now until August 31st, and they go up to $50 for the event. But go online, pick up a ticket. I would like to say that Dave, and his generosity and his charitable donations, has got a campaign fundraiser going right now.
Wow.
That he's matching donations.
San Diego's had such an amazing craft beer emergence, and I know a lot of these guys. We've done stories, been out in the field with them, and the fact that you have these groups that are actually donating the beer to the cause, that I put on events, man. They're not easy. They're expensive, and to overcome that cost, the fact that you have so many people that are contributing from our city, that's awesome, man. And I bet the event's gotten really cool over the last 23 years because this emergence of craft beer, I mean, we're like the capital of the world for craft beer here. So what do you expect to see this year?
I expect to see a lot. We have, our theme this year is Endless Summer. So we've got 3 live bands, DJs. We got a little bit of music for everybody. We've got new this year VIP cabanas that you can purchase. Gives you a little bit more.
That's cool.
In tune up front with the bands. We have somebody that'll be in there to kind of wait on you a little bit and provide food and snacks and water and things like that.
So help us visualize the layout of it. So you have the Broadway Pier, and then where are the bands?
The bands will be in the back on the water. When you go around to the left of the building, the stage will be back there, right on the bay. So it's a really great setting. And
then you're going to actually have cabanas set up for like a VIP.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So if you are a beer drinker, which I know we have a lot out there, I'm one, right?
Yes, sir.
You can do the VIP, or for $40 you can get a ticket, enjoy the event, and just remember, it's a fun time funding lives. That's what I love about things like this. You're going to have a good time being around a bunch of great people, and also the money goes to a great cause. Since I have you here, how's the real estate market, David?
Good. Still staying strong. Usual broken record, low inventory,
and
people looking and not finding. So I don't see that changing anytime soon. And interest rates continue to remain in a nice little competitive sweet
So what's
spot.
the advice to people who are eager to buy but just can't find it?
Do not rent. If they haven't figured out already, when they get their annual renewal, it's not going to go up a few bucks. It goes up substantially. Don't wait till you get that letter. Yeah.
How are rent prices? I mean, they're skyrocketing downtown.
The rents throughout the county, they're going up faster than the purchase prices are. So there is an inherent reason to start building some equity. And with all the different loan programs out there with VA and FHA, you don't need that much money to buy a place. You need good credit, but you don't need a lot of money down.
It sounds like you need to be persistent.
Yep,
Right?
absolutely.
Get out there, hustle. If you don't get the property, keep at it. That's just the nature of low inventory. But when you finally get accepted, you get to be on the other side of that, which is a good place to be. David Stone, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I hope we can support the charity. Get tickets for the event, for Beer Fest, even maybe get a VIP cabana. Support these guys. Visit them online. Thank you so much for coming on The American Dream.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
All right, more of the show coming up next. All right, now joining us on The American Dream, he's one of the top originators in San Diego, but he's also got one of the biggest hearts. Scott Bowman joins us in studio. We're probably not going to talk too much about the finance stuff today, are we?
No, not today.
All right, because you've got a guest with us now. I'm going to do my best with your name here. So it's Jan Platovsky.
That's correct.
All right, I'm being tested here today. It's the ethnicity of our guest today. So good to have you on the show.
Yeah.
So you represent an organization, Catherine's Kids. If anyone wants to visit online, catherineskids.org. First, help me understand the connection between the two of you, Scott.
Yeah, so I have a good buddy, Jerry McTaggart, and his wife, Monica, and they have this orphanage down in Rosarita area. And my wife and I went down there and just were totally impacted on the quality of program that they have and the heart of what's being poured onto these challenged children. And just in working with them and going there and seeing it, I was like, we wanted to be part of this. And however I can help and promote it, I got a hold of Jerry and I said, can Jan come on the show and just talk a little bit about what's going on there and the need that exists there for funding and other support.
How did you get down into Mexico, right? So your friends, are they a part of the orphanage?
Yeah.
Part of the orphanage?
They started the orphanage.
Wow.
Yeah.
So some friends of yours have a real passion around this.
Correct.
And Jan has the charity, which is Catherine's Kids. So tell us about, first, where your passion comes from with this.
Well, it's really a passion that's driven from God. And it's a way for me and everybody that works there to serve God by serving his children. We're a Christian organization, and Jerry put it together. Jerry, the founder, was an orphan himself at one point for 5 years. His mother couldn't take care of him, so he experienced being an orphan and living in an orphanage. Then later in life, when he became very successful, he just wanted to give back. Wow. And this was his way of giving back. And it's called Catherine's to honor his mother. His mother's name was Catherine.
Wow. So, stories like that, they're tough stories, but when you hear of people that are inspired to do a greater good, it's always really heartwarming to hear that. So tell us about the actual organization. So now we know where your passion comes from. Tell us about what you guys do and how you help kids.
Well, we dedicate ourselves to abandon special needs and medically fragile children. There's only another couple of orphanages that do that, but we're the one with the most children. We have 13 kids. Right now we have 8 boys and 5 girls from ages 9-month-old to 14-year-old. We have a staff that works 24/7 around the clock.
Wow.
About 22 employees. They work on shifts from 7 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 11 at night, and then from 11 at night to 7 o'clock in the morning. And we have medical care. We have rehabilitation. We have all of their medical needs are met. Education. We do development. We just want to bring these kids to a point.
You're encountering kids that have been neglected in some way, shape, or form.
Abandoned, no parents, no visitors.
Wow.
The only visitors are...
How do they get to your front doorstep?
We work with the Mexican government. We work with the government of Baja California, and they have about 2,000 children in the orphanage system, and of those, a smaller percentage, of course, is special needs, and we take care of them.
Wow, that's amazing. Good for you. How can we help?
Yes.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, well, we want to expand. Our orphanage right now is really maxed out as far to capacity. We have a plan to expand so that we can have an additional 20 children. They're waiting. They're in the system. They're not being taken care of. And we can do that. So if we could get some help in the expansion, that would be fantastic. Anybody listening right now, if we can get your help to expand so we can reach out to more children that are in a very vulnerable place.
So I think there's a link on the site for funding, and also there's another great site that people could go to if they want to called SEED, S-E-E-D.
Okay.
And you put your credit card information in there, and it just rounds up your purchases, your spare change, to an organization that you want to support. So you pick Catherine's org and support that, and it's another great where just spare change rounding up is a phenomenal way to do it.
Well, a lot of us are very blessed and we take those things for granted, and then you hear stories like this, and my hope is it doesn't go in one ear and out the other, and that you can actually do something about it. It's very simple. You have your laptop, your phone right there. You can go and you can make a $5 donation or more, and it helps. Catherine'sKids.org. Help Jan out. He is a passion that he says is from God, so I hope we can help you out with that. Well, and of course, Scott Bowman. It's what's interesting about having Scott on the show. You could have come in here and talk about the market and finance and real estate. One of the best Captain Mortgage in the business, but chooses to use this for his interview, which I think is admirable. So Scott, thanks for coming on the show. Jan, thank you. I hope our audience can connect with you. And also, it's one thing to support financially. It's another thing to spread the word. So when you see the show and we post it online, you can share it. Awareness is so important as well. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for
Craig.
More of The American Dream coming up next. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. As you know, our goal is to educate, empower, and engage your American dream. Hope you enjoyed the interviews, but I also want to add this. Take action. A lot of the things we talk about are around consumer advocacy. We dove into finance and real estate. We even supported charities today. If you want to connect with us, if you want to engage in the conversation or get some advice of your own, please reach out. Everybody who has over the past year, we've had 0 complaints. We're happy to facilitate introductions on real estate, finance, mortgage, tax planning, estate planning, even credit scoring. How do you do it? Visit us online at AmericanDreamNetwork.tv. All of our social media links are there as well if you want to follow the show. That being said, we're out for today. Thank you so much. Cheers to your American Dream. We'll see you tomorrow.